Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to another Food and Finance Fridays. So, Allows Legacy, let me say that. First of all, I want to apologize. My voice sounds off. My girls, my two youngest, got a little sick, and I think they got me a little sick as well. So, anyhow, I'm still gonna bring you what I promised you I was gonna bring you. Last time I said, how do you leave an inheritance for your children's children? So I'm definitely going to talk about that. First, we go introduce you to some baked feta pasta, veganized. All right, so how to do that? Well, first, we had to make the feta cheese sauce. And what I used for that was tofu, some cashews that I boiled, some apple cider vinegar, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast. That kind of gives it all that gives it a cheesy flavor to it, and kind of feta-y, But they also have some cherry tomatoes in here. So I could have used like some penne pasta, but I didn't have that. So what I had was spaghetti noodles. I used that. Had some spinach, baby leaf spinach, a big old handful of that, put in there, some mixed vegetables. So let's get in and see how this is doing. This pleases me. It was smelling really good. I was like, man, I hope it tastes as good as it smells. Yeah. I mean, it definitely tastes cheesy. So that's cool. I mean, what with no cheese in there. Never. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna eat this whole plate in front of y'all, but it's good. Yes, that is really good. So, in the last video, talked about what does God think about money. So of course, went from a biblical perspective, right? Because when you find about God, the God of Israel, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Christian God. You go to the Bible. So, search different scriptures and then came to, how God thinks generationally. So, for first, I wanted to talk about Matthew 6:19 through 21, where it says, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroys or dust corrupt, in King James, but store for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and neither do thieves break in and steal. And so, again, it's the key word for that is yourselves, right? So we're not supposed to just heap up a whole bunch of treasures, and storing up that we're not gonna take with us. Does that mean that we shouldn't, work hard and make a lot of money? Doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't save for the future, so we can have, for one, have, money for when life happens, or, for our later years where we're not able to work as much, so that we have money that we can live on, don't have to depend on others. Doesn't mean that either. But we're not supposed to just focus on just ourselves. We're supposed to think about generations. All right, so if you're not thinking about your children, your children's children, which Proverbs 32 says that a good man, or the NIV version says a good person leaves an inheritance for his children's children. we're not thinking like that. We're not thinking in line of God. All right. So, but if you are thinking like that, how do you do it? For one, like what inheritance do you leave? All right. So you definitely want to leave an inheritance of wisdom. All right. Uh, because if your children, let's say your children do come into a windfall of money, if they don't know what to do with that, then it's gonna go to the wayside. It's not gonna do to serve them well. Be like the what we call the prodigal son, who wanted his inheritance before his father even died. He said, "Give it to me now, pops." So he gave it to him. He's like, "You bad enough to ask? I'm bad enough to give it to you." He gave it to him, and he went out and lost it on riotous living. Okay, so we don't want our generations, our descendants, to do that. So we want to leave them wisdom, and not just about the finances, but about life. All right, so we want to leave them wisdom. We want to leave them an inheritance of character, because the character that we displayed before them. All right, we'll leave them an inheritance of relationships. All right, connected with people that can help them get into certain rooms that not even money can get you into. All right, who do I go to when I'm in need of this, or I'm in need of that? Okay, these are the people, these are the relationships that we leave an inheritance for. But then there are monetary, physical, and intellectual assets that we can leave to our children. All right, we don't want our children to have to start from scratch, from zero. All right, each generation should want to leave the next generation and future generations in a better position. So, financially, that is. And so we can break the generational curse of poverty that plagues so many of Americans, especially in the black community. All right? There are other ethnicities, other groups of people who they have generational wealth. They have what you call old money. So we want there to be a legacy of old money in our lineage. So we can't, if we don't leave it, we won't have that. All right, you're talking about physical assets like houses, real estate. You got businesses. We want to start and pass along businesses. So, like this business has been in the family for 3, 4, 5 generations. Okay, and intellectual assets. All right, so like rights to books and music or whatever, things like that. Royalties to a playwright or a screenplay. All right. Want to pass things like this down, as well as traditions. Okay, so I just ate this baked feta pasta. It's been veganized. All right, so I'm choosing to eat this way. I'm choosing the vegan lifestyle so I can be healthier, so I can be here longer for put myself in the best position to be here longer for my children. Okay, I had high blood pressure in high school, and I was an athlete. Not as much now, but I was kind of pretty chiseled. I was muscular. But still, yeah, I had high blood pressure because of the way I ate. All right. As I got older, I wasn't as chiseled. I went the other direction, and I had a little bit too much on my body. There's a picture. Okay, I hadn't planned to tell this story, but there's a picture at my cousin's wedding. And I'm standing there with him, my brother, another one of my cousins. I was the shortest one, and I had the biggest belly. I was like, oh, no. This can't be. This cannot continue. So I made some changes, because, science has showed that, as the more fat you carry in your midsection, the greater risk there is for different diseases. Cancer, strokes, and different things, diabetes, just things that I don't want. I want it in my lifestyle. I'm going to do everything I can to avoid them. I can't prevent everything, but hey. So, if I want to pass down that tradition, then we got to pass down recipes. Pass down tradition of healthy living, got to pass down healthy recipes. All right. So, that's pretty easy to do. But how do we pass down these monetary assets? How do we pass down real estate, businesses, intellectual property? How do we pass this stuff down legally? Okay? So there's a process called probate. And when you don't have certain things in place, then your estate, everything that you have a value that you leave behind goes through a court process called probate, where it gets tied up in with lawyers and judges and lawyers and court fees. It can take 6 months to several years. Okay, so now you're gone. Here's the stuff that you want to leave to your family, but yet now it's caught up in the courts. Like we've seen it happen with celebrities, Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately, Aretha Franklin, Prince. He had was it Presley, Lisa Presley, was it? I think that's it was it was Elvis Presley's daughter. Okay, Lisa Marie Presley, I believe, was her name. But and not only did it get caught up, but guess what? The public knew about it because it was public records. So then your business goes out there, all right, and then everybody knows anybody can bring a case against it. Anyhow, but how do we avoid that? Well, we gotta have certain things in place, all right. Gotta have a proper estate plan, and we have relationships. Once again, passing on those relationships. But we have relationships with estate planning attorneys where we can get you access, to those lawyers so that you can get a proper estate plan in place. All right, they're going to all the different reasons you need an estate plan. This isn't that. All right, but if you need to get in touch with if you need access to an estate planning attorney, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description, loudslegacy22@gmail.com. Okay, and we can get you set up. But when you have a proper estate plan in place, that helps protect it. But then, what do you put in the estate plan? Well, okay, you want to put in your assets. Okay, once you have the estate plan in place, you want to fund it. Okay, like I said, that real estate. All right, put your companies in there, your business in there, intellectual property. But anything you have a value, cars and all that, anything you want passed on so that, your family isn't fighting over it, after you're gone, after the funeral, you want to have an estate plan. But you want to have any money you have in there. Now, what's the best way to leave money to your family so that it's protected, it's not being taxed out the wazoo? The best way to leave it is with life insurance. All right. Now that's something that is tax free. You can leave them more money than you can save up. So for the cost of the life insurance to be a very small percentage to what you leave them. You can leave a $250,000, $500,000, $1 million, and you're not paying anywhere near that for the insurance. Okay, so it's like, you're exponentially, growing the value of your family for a small amount, for the fraction of the amount. All right, so now that's something that we can talk about, that can help you get put in place. Once again, you can email me if you have a need for that. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but is the only thing life insurance is for when I die, to leave for my family. Sorry for that noise. To leave for my family. That's not the only thing you can use it for. You want to find out more of what you can use life insurance for, the different types of life insurance, check out my next video. Until then, family, be at peace, be good, and remember to take control of your time, your finances, and your money. I'm out. Oh, wait a minute. Before I'm out, remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. All right, now I'm out.